thank you for your nice introduction. And I also like to thank OMIC that they have invited me to be with you this morning. Actually, I thought I will give you a complete overview of green chemistry, what is going on at IISc, or my own contribution at IISc. But when I saw its time is only 20 minutes, or rather now 25 minutes, I have cut down, and I will be taking care only talking about the biotransformation. Only one topic I will cover. You know, I don't have to tell, as the progress is going on, a lot of things are happening. And the down, you can see the pollution is also going up in different forms. Pollution, global warming, human health, climate change, everything. It is a problem of safety of earth, safety of human life, and safety of our environment. That's a severe problem coming up. But, all these things, I'm sure, can be solved only through the application of chemistry or engineering. And that's what I think Green Chemistry Conference is today. And my particular area is the pharmaceutical sciences. In that, lot of when we talk about the product, you get almost more than 20 to 100 kilo even byproduct or the waste generated per kilo of active ingredient prepared. So that cost, pollution, lot of toxic substance are there, lot of non-biological also comes. So many things comes up, and there you definitely need a good solution from the chemist. And actually, I am consultative to many industries, so I'm not talking about that particular part of chemistry, how the drug molecule we have modified, the process we have modified to bring out a green process. Today, I will concentrate, as I said, that on biotransformation. We at IISc have different discipline, like one is like a greener solvent, water or ionic liquid, and we have a good number of publications too. When we talk clean synthesis, this is a general, the instruction. We do a lot of organic synthesis. Actually, if you take our IISc, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, you take the area of synthesis, it becomes number one in India, but also if you take world-wise, is almost that comes within top 5, institute which works on the synthesis. When we do this, we also say that, all element of green chemistry should be incorporated, starting from use of solvent, waste generation, yield, atom economy, everything should be taken care of. So that is the way our student to come out as a PhD student also gets trained in the green chemistry practices. So that is also indirectly we do the education. Of course, atom economy, biocatalysis I will talk to you. We also use phase transfer catalysts like zeolite. We are extensively use zeolite. For example, couple of example I can tell you. Like esterification, we use zeolite. We also use zeolite for nitration. In place of sulfuric acid, we take the zeolite, stick, modified zeolite. Like we have made like a toluene, orthonitrotoluene formation higher than which is required than meta or para-nitrotoluene, something like that. Photochemistry is there, microwave chemistry is there, but so far not a single process has been commercialized using microwave chemistry. Of course, a lot of modeling we do a bioinformatics use so that we can imply the green chemistry principle for our reaction. Enzymatic degumming I will touch upon because that is the one which has been commercialized and also got green chemistry award, which is our own work. Of course, recycling of chemicals, we do a lot of practice. I have not included the examples what we have transferred some of the technology to industry. Besides that, we also work on related to energy, like solar energy, diced solar cell, organic solar cells and all those things. That also becomes a part of the green chemistry. Like that I can go on, but most of this like solar energy program is one of the major programs today we have in our institute. The renewable resource of best that polymer, that monomer, which is used for polymer, it should be biodegradable and renewable resource. That also is a major work going on in our IICT. Energy from the waste, we have actually generate even hydrogen from the waste, or even we have like energy. You know, when you go for methane, can we stop at some state that you can generate hydrogen, methane, or whatever way you can have tailor-made things where we can, whatever we want, we can make. And of course, we have also a polymer division who makes eco-friendly coating. Especially this coating are for solar cell panels coating. Next one. Oh, sorry. So today, what I will talk is more about, as I said, that all the biotransformation where we use mostly water as a solvent. And you have just heard from Ingrid about the enzymatic reaction, which she has used transfer green chemistry awards she got for Genovia, and similar was the case pre-Gabelin. Pfizer's couple of years also got a green chemistry presidential award using enzymatic reaction. And also I will show you some of our example, maybe one at least example in detail, where we have also got a green chemistry award, our own work. And biotransformation is very old. It is not that new. Only today is the biotransformation, the catalysis are tailor-made so that you can do the job what you want to do the job. This morning, first lecture, you have seen a very good representation of how can make tailor-made enzyme to make the amino compound Javelin. So like that is going on, and lot of scopes are there. For example, I can tell you, this is not our own example, but we did use isolation of Texal transfer technology to company where they can isolate from yew tree. But when the yew tree got disappearing, and there it was mostly Germany, they could isolate the enzyme from the plant, and they can make the Texal totally enzymatic route. And today Texal is available at quite cheaper rate. When it was from the plant, I can just give you the idea of a price, it was like $300 a gram. Today, enzymatic route gives less than $20 a gram. So that kind of cost effectiveness has come in the Texal synthesis. And I can say this is one of the best one today, and Texal's today's market is over $5 billion. It's used for anti-cancer compound. And also there are many examples which is not our own. I will take my own example later. Like, the herbicide production, like we have glyphosate, where it was used, hydrolysis was done with acid. Today it is done enzymatically, and actually isomerization is done to the enzymatic route, and you get very high yield, and also you save a lot of water. Similar is the case of acrylamide to acrylonitrile. Sulfuric acid was used, a lot of water were used. Today it is done enzymatically in very large scale to make acrylamide from acrylonitrile. So some of these things has developed. What we were looking as first as can we use our plant which is available as a source of enzymes and make the compound reduction. And this is very good because plants are available in every country. You don't have to import the plant because local plants are available. Only how to explore those plants to use for your advantage. And I'll tell you, what we used was a simple carrot which is available, what we use in the salads. And this carrot itself has got, the Dicas carota we use for the enzymatic reduction. And in 1991, it was shown that it gives like a 54% yield for the ketone reaction in 99% TE. 96 Chadda and co-workers tried to isolate the enzyme, but they were not able to do that. But of course, they could do one transformation, but it was not studied well. Later on, Mariani from Italy, he took the freshly cut carrot roots and reduced to methyl cyclohexanone in 48 hours as a 1-1 mixture of 1S2R, that example. So only these 3 examples were there. And almost same time, 2001, when the Mariani and we, almost same time we published. Actually, my paper got delayed. I'll tell you what happened. We sent this paper where the ketone reduction with the carrot enzymes to UK Chemcom, and the editor says, or the referee says, and then the editor sends to me that carrot from India and carrot from UK may be different, so it is not a general reaction, and this paper was sent back. Then I sent to JOC with that comment that I said that you look into the referees whether this reaction goes or not, then only accept it. And you'll not believe, the referee, he did the reaction in kitchen and he said it works, and immediately he sent an email saying that if you permit us, we'll introduce as in our undergraduate courses in USA as a best example of green chemistry, where you do the chemistry in kitchen without using any solvent, without using any toxic substance. And actually, this has been introduced undergraduate courses as one of the best example of green chemistry in USA. So this, why used, is available, operational simple, easy to isolate the product, it is inexpensive, means any material we take ketone, 1 gram can be reduced with something like 15 gram of carrot. And 15 gram carrot against the catalyst you use, either you take, so many catalysts are there, chiral catalysts today available, calculate the cost. It will be cost, we say peanut, is really no cost of 15 gram of carrot per gram of substrate, is no cost at all. And also the remaining material you can use as a compost, can go as a manure, so there is no problem. It comes from the earth, goes back to earth, no problem. High, good enantioselective, and water is used as a solvent. That's, I can say, like a ketone, Dicas carota, gives you, depends upon RRS, depends upon how what is your substrate is. And several examples we have done, where you can see the mostly S configuration, other one is showing R configuration, the last two, it's not R because of it's trifluoro compound. Methyl is substituted like a trifluoromethyl. So that's ketone, it gives a very high selectivity. Only thing, we have not come out with the time. Time is still taking 2 days, sometimes 3 days time. And also, if you take the cyclic ketone, again, the enantiomeric excess is quite high, yield we have to little bother, and configuration what you get is S configuration. And there are many tetrahydropyran unit common, like this, the natural products are there. So we develop method through the print cyclization. You can get like cyclohexane tetrahydrofurans compound, reduce ketone, and then reduce with Dicas carota, you get 2, like in this case, 2S, 4S, 2R, 4S, because it doesn't see the substituents at 2 position what you have. It only gives you always the S configuration as per this. So you get 2 and isolate those 2 or destroy one of them, you will get it, the material. And it works very well with many substrate like that we have taken. Also, if you take your ketone and you take the oxime, is very selective to ketone. It doesn't touch oxime at all. To get the alcohol, and then you hydrogenate to get amino alcohol. Once you get the amino alcohol, this you might have realized, this is one of the intermediate for HIV compounds. Also, you can say menthone to go to neomenthol. And if you do the hydrogenation of menthone, you get menthol. You don't get neomenthol. Actually, if you want to get neomenthol, it is difficult to get. This route gives you very high yield of neomenthol. Same you can see the different like alpha beta unsaturated ketone. It gives you the saturated and only one substrate. Again you can see the next one, that isopyridinone, isopylegal, it gives it only one substrate. And if you see that azide, ketone and azide, okay, the example you'll see at the right hand side, ketoazide, that is selectively reduced ketone, doesn't touch the azide at all. So you get azido alcohol, and then of course azide you can reduce later on to amine. This is very selective for that. And most of this what we have shown is a drug intermediate and gives you very high yield. And again I said, is only the volume you have to handle more, otherwise very cost effective. For each gram of substrate it requires only 15 gram of dicast carota. And you can imagine 15 gram of dicast carota is how much it costs. And again water is used as a solvent. And in some cases where not very soluble in a suspension, you can use combination with ethanol and water combination also you can use. And when we are trying to carrot, also we try to explore the other vegetable process, like we use the green peas. Green peas does the equally good job, the germinated green peas. Ketone can be again reduced to alcohol. Again it gives you the Si isomer. Again same example, you took that tetrahydropyranone, again reduces like a 2S, 4S and 2R and 4S. It's very S selective, even this one. Actually we are looking whether we can get some with some other material R also. So you can see all this substrate. And very high EE is good yield. And now the only thing which we have not come out is the time. It is still taking the longer time. We have not come out, that how to this. Probably we are in the process of actually isolating the enzyme, what is enzyme responsible. When we have the pure enzyme and then modify, immobilize in somewhere else, probably we will be able to get timing all right, timing of the reactions. And of course, this is the esterase, so we also have made something like that. So we can, it can make acetate only one isomer, other one can be alcohol, and you can separate them easily this way. Is there several examples. And several, what we say that several example we have used to make several compounds. You have amino alcohol, you have other one alcohol, all kind of substrate we have used using this kind of enzymatic transformation. Some more examples are there. We have made crasthamic acid, cyhalothrin, lactone, all kind of things we have made by using this enzymatic reaction. And another we actually wanted to make where is in this particular case where the hydroxyl is there in that fatty acid, a fluorocompound and chiral fluorocompounds. And then we took the fluorocompound there, and then we used the lipases. This is very selective. This oxygenate only that alpha hydrogen. So fluoro alpha hydroxyl becomes fluorohydroxyl, which becomes ketone, and other beta hydrogen doesn't touch, so you can get the optically active fluorocompounds. And with this process we did, and it's very good, it works. If you want to make chiral fluorocompounds, you can make this chiral fluorocompound by this way. And some of our, one I will tell you which we have actually transferred to the industry, and it is called enzymatic degumming of rice bran oil. India produces almost 90 million metric tons of rice. 9 million metric tons are bran. if you take all bran is converted into oil, edible oil, it will become 12 to 1500,000 tons of oil. And today, today production is around 6.5 lakhs tons and of oil. 1 lakhs means 100,000. And out of that 6 lakhs tons is edible oil. And before we started, all these were made through the chemical refining or others. The rice bran oil, actually called golden health oil, is popularly known as heart oil, health food in the Western country. It's a balanced fatty acid profile. If you take the unsaturated and saturated fatty acid profile, it is a balanced profile. Normally what is it? What WHO recommended, rice bran oil had got the same ratio. And also it has got very important like original, tocopherol, tocotrienol, stearyl ester, squalene and diglyceride. This is all it has got, which are very powerful nutrient needed for so many health function. It has that much. Okay, it will be done. And it has many beneficial. When I said it's a heart oil, or we can say it is a health oil, because it's a hypocholestigenic activity, prevents lipid peroxidation in the retina, reduction of wrinkle in the aged woman. This is well documented. The melanin formation, conversion of gray hair into natural black, it is also well documented and done. Prevent discoloration of navel, prevents motion sickness, corrects nervous system disorders. So it has a very good property. And these are actually compounds present in that original and cycloaldehyde that you can see. And also tocopherol, these are all present in this oil. So why refining we need? Actually earlier it was refined by the chemical method, alkali treatment, or because they are phospholipids which you have to remove, or through the acid chemical refinery or acid chemical or physical refinery. In that case, lot of water were used. Also lot of fatty acid removal, again water, lot of gummy material and lot of emulsion used to form. So this all difficulty we had. And overall, this also used to affect the yield of the isolated oil. So there are all the problem what I told you is high content of free fatty acid, presence of monoglyceride, and usually high content of excess. All these things are there, okay? And what you do is only want to reduce the phospholipid, not other things. And sometimes other ester also used to get reduced. That's why you used to lose the oil, okay? So why it is required? It consumes first thing less water, 7% against 14%. No effluents are generated because phosphoric acid is not used as a degamming oil. More oil recovery is 1.5% more. If you are talking about, when we are talking about 6 to 7 lakhs tons of, then you can imagine how much additional we get. And as better quality you get, a value addition, and also no alternative fatty acid composition in rice bran oil. All this. And then we have transfer to many industry. We have transferred to almost 27 industry, this one, and earn a lot of money for the ISCT. Actually, you can see 17, 8 to 10, 27, and we have transferred recently to more people also, this one. And this process, actually, you can see first Industrial Green Chemistry Award. You can see Paul and Asta there, and Warner. Then it also got presidential. You can see Abdul Kalam, our president, got a presidential award from TDB, and also got the CSIR Technology Award in 2005. And this is the one of the best technology developed by ICT, where the whole country is getting benefited. Okay, I think conclusion slide I have forgotten. Only thing I can say that this is a good. You have seen from INGOLD, and also there are many other examples where this biotransformation has been used to get higher yield, and also there are very good green processes. And I think efforts in this direction should go and should we put more efforts in this direction. Thank you very much for your attention, and some of my colleagues, all are not, but some of them have contributed, so I'd like to acknowledge their help. And thank you very much.
Okay, anybody have any questions for the doctor? Anybody?
Okay, thank
Yeah, look, great work. My question doesn't relate so much to the science as its application in a way. I just had a chat to Kay as you were giving your talk. Have you tried to implement this sort of research in an education sphere? So taking the carrots, the peas, whatever it is, working on a laboratory type of approach where students around the world could use these types of products? How easy is it to do that?
It's actually, we have introduced in our courses, some of the people were through the DST, Department of Science and Technology. And in this country, they have taken the permission, I hope, right, to introduce. So they would have, I'm sure, introduced in this country in some places. And I don't know. I had a very bad experience with the UK people, let me tell you very frankly, because they did not trust us that it could be done. So that's one. And so, but I met a person from the Cambridge. He came, and he is actually one person from Cambridge and one person from Oxford. Two people came, and they told that this one we have introduced in our undergraduate courses as a green chemistry example. And when we teach green chemistry, these are the example. First one we teach. Chemistry should be done like this. So, and two university, Oxford and Cambridge, it had been introduced. So I hope you'll introduce in Australia too. And also France, Jenny Corsi, she told me that she has also introduced this in Paris.
I'm Shipra Roy from India. Everyone has to think green at present. Each and everyone, whether is related to science or to chemistry. So have you designed any courses for school level and college level?
Okay. Through the help of DST, actually, and B.C. Ranu, Chandrasekharan was the chairman. Chandrasekharan from IISc Bangalore chairman. Myself and B.C. Ranu were the member, and also Brahaspati from DST has done. So we have designed the courses, and also not courses, in several university we have gone and demonstrated also them the green chemistry principle, how it is done. So we have through Department of Science Technology, in many places we have introduced these courses, and also course books are available. If you want for yourself to introduce in your department, it is available. You can write to Brahaspati or you can write to me, I will get you.